want to be a millionaire? Or do you want to have some financial independence? This video series will address the ways in which this can be done in real estate. I have a tremendous knowledge base in real estate, and I have been wanting to make this series for about 6 months now, and I finally have the time to sit down and produce this series. You might recall that I produced a video last year called The Trap of Home Ownership that discussed the pitfalls of owning your own home. And I did that video because it was important to me to get the word out to my MGTOW brethren that buying a home is not always the best option. Certainly if you're living in a city for many years, owning a home makes sense. But if you're not going to put down roots, buying a home to live in is a very expensive housing option, and it's not much of an investment. And I'm not the only one saying this. Zillow.com, which I believe is the best residential real estate website in the world, echoes what I said in that video by saying that unless you plan on living in that house for at least 5 years, you're likely to only break even because of transaction costs. Now, in light of the immense expenses involved versus cheaper alternative housing situations like renting a room or sharing an apartment, to me, buying a home to live in does not make great financial sense as it sucks resources from your investment capital. Having said that, buying real estate as a business investment is a whole different ballgame. There is no faster way to build wealth than in real estate. But with this tremendous earning potential, real estate is among the riskiest ventures out there. It is fraught with potential legal problems because you are dealing in a legal environment. Subcontractors can completely ruin an otherwise good investment, and property can sometimes have very expensive secrets that, when discovered, can cost big. However, managed correctly and smartly, real estate has produced more millionaires than any other investment. According to ZeroMillionaire.com, 8 of 10 millionaires surveyed said that they made their money in real estate. The first video in my MGTOW Millionaire series will talk about building a firm financial foundation, because without a firm financial foundation, we really can't be successful long term. The thing we must consider when investing in real estate is that real estate is by nature not liquid. Couple this with the fact that real estate has inherent risks and unknowns that can be expensive to remedy. I think you can see where I'm going here. Real estate investors need to maintain some liquidity to solve these various unknowns that come up. For example, cost overruns on renovations are common. Renters that pay late are common. Renters that break things can sometimes happen. Buildings that require maintenance or unexpected maintenance, that does happen. And legal fees to enforce contracts in your legal environment, that also comes up. Now, all of these take money, and the real estate investor must maintain a certain level of liquid assets to address these issues as they arise. When you're thinking about becoming a real estate investor, you must have a good amount of money coming in every month. So that the very first step I would take, and that I am currently taking, is to invest in your own education. I've been out of real estate for about 7 years now, and before I'm going back into it, I'm getting a firm financial foundation in place first. Now, investing in your education is potentially the highest yielding investment you can make in your life. It's better than stocks, bonds, securities, real estate, or anything else. Your rate of return on a quality degree is unmatched by any other investment. Not only will a quality degree give you an incredible rate of return on your investment, it will make you a smarter and wiser businessman. Can you be a millionaire without a college degree? Absolutely. But 80% of millionaires have a college degree. Now, what degrees should you look at? The answer is any STEM degree. STEM, S-T-E-M, stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. These are the highest paid undergraduate, aka bachelor's degrees that you can get. I recently went back to school as a junior, 20 years after I completed my first 2 years of college. I went into computer science, and I'll be graduating next year. Computer science graduates enjoy very, very high demand in the marketplace and a high starting salary in the mid-50s to mid-60s in most cases. But if I had to do it over again, if I had not already taken 2 years of schooling, I would probably move to Texas and enroll in a petroleum engineering program. Petroleum engineers make about $90,000 a year right out of college with a bachelor's degree. However, the advantage of a computer science degree is that I can work from any terminal in the world, so it does have an element of freedom that other disciplines simply don't have. Now, the goal when you graduate is to continue to live very cheaply, so that you can pay off your student loan debt as quickly as possible. I'd say to make a goal of paying the student loans off within 2 years and clean up any credit issues you may have during that time, so that once the loans are paid off, you have a very low debt to income ratio and a very high credit score. This will enable you to take advantage of the best financing options once you begin to invest in real estate. The only way you can accomplish paying off your student loans within 2 years is to live as cheaply as possible. This is not only a great idea to accomplish this goal, it's a great principle to live by for the rest of your life, and it's also a foundation of my investment strategy. Try to live on $1,000 a month. Now, I know this can't be done in every city in the U.S., but this can be done in most cities. To make this happen, you really only have to follow 3 things: rent a room or share an apartment, own your vehicle outright, and cook at home. If you do these 3 things, you can easily budget $1,000 a month to cover all of your expenses. Figure $500 or so for housing, utilities, internet, and phone. Figure $300 or so for food, so you don't have to live on noodles, and that leaves a couple hundred for your insurance and miscellaneous expenses like gas, that sort of thing. If it's a little more than $1,000, that's fine, but try to live as cheaply as possible. The key to getting rich is not so much about the amount of money you make, but it's more about the amount of money that you don't spend. Most millionaires are quite frugal, and adopting this strategy while you're in college and continuing it after college is important if you're going to be successful building wealth. And finally, get into the practice of saving large amounts of money. This is the key to my investment strategy in the upcoming videos. The goal is to make $2,000 a month in addition to your expenses, so that you can put that away for savings. So save $2,000 a month. That sounds like a lot of money. Saving $2,000 after-tax money per month, it's a big chunk, but on a mid-50K salary, this can easily be done. This is why it's important to invest in your education first, so you can command those dollars and more as your career matures. Thanks for listening.